The ruling All Progressives Congress APC appears to be recalibrating as the party gets set for its registration and revalidation exercise, but it appears some members are not happy and a mega party is in the works. And the governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai, says the nation is gradually coming to the end of banditry in Nigeria. We'll find out what it means by that. Hello everyone and welcome to the program. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimbaloe. Tonight our attention is on the APC membership registration and revalidation exercise. We saw what happened earlier today in Imo State, where the governor and some stakeholders in the southeastern region of the country were talking about that exercise. What does it mean for the APC? Don't forget, we also saw a plan by some eminent Nigerians to launch what they call a mega party to change the scheme of things. Well, we find out all of this tonight. But before we get into that, let us tell you that Governor Nasiru El-Rufai of Kaduna State has advised the new service chiefs to build on the foundation of their predecessors in the war against bandits, saying that banditry will soon come to an end in a matter of months. Governor El-Rufai spoke with journalists while on a private visit to Medaner in Niger State. He's hopeful that things will get better.
The problem of banditry and the insurgency has been around for a while. We are badly affected by this banditry, but I believe that we are coming to the end of it because the efforts of the security forces, the Nigerian army on the ground and the air force from the air combined, if sustained, we will see to the end of banditry in a matter of months by the grace of God. So what the service chiefs need to do is to build on the existing foundations and do better.
Well, you heard the governor of Nasiru El-Rufai on that. Well, there is a mega party in the works. We give you details of that after these stories on our political roundup. The Kwara State chapter of the APC has taken delivery of the membership registration materials with an assurance to carry everybody along and allow non-members to register. However, some aggrieved members of the party have stormed the venue of the exercise in protest, accusing the national leadership of the party of being biased against the erstwhile state chairman and others in the scheme of things.
They brought materials that is meant to be used for party. Why is the materials brought into government house instead of the party secretariat?
The party has been embroiled in internal crises over the leadership, which has left the party largely divided. And in Ogun State, members of the APC have held a stakeholders meeting on the party's membership registration and revalidation exercise. The meeting, which was held at the Obas Complex Okemosa in Abeokuta, the state capital, was presided over by the Ogun State chairman of the APC Membership Registration, Revalidation and Update Committee, Ademorin Kuye. Those in attendance at the meeting include the Deputy Governor, serving and former National Assembly members, State Assembly members, members of the State Executive Council, other former political office holders, and party chieftains. The chairman of the committee urged the party chieftains to work together to increase the numbers of party members in the state. And the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, has alleged that the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, spent about 10 billion naira trying to stop his re-election as governor. Governor Wike stated these when the newly appointed interim administrator of the NDDC, Mr. Effiong Ahua, led top officials of the commission on a courtesy visit to Government House, Port Harcourt on Tuesday. Governor Wike regretted that the NDDC, which was founded to lift the Niger Delta region out of poverty and ensure its development, has over the years allegedly become a cash cow for politicians and their cronies. So quickly, before we go into the affairs of the APC, this is perhaps something that may bother the APC because they're the party in power. Some eminent Nigerians under the edges of National Consultative Front, NCF, are planning to launch a mega political party movement in March this year, ahead of the year 2023. Some of the members of the group include a political economist, Professor Patu told me, a former House of Reps Speaker, Gali Naba, former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank, Kingsley Mohalu, and Obadiah Melafia, and Chief Akimba Bahamed. The group says the NSAS youth movement and some other groups have joined forces with them to launch the mega political movement to save Nigeria ahead of 2023. They say that they are deeply disturbed by what they term as failure of political leadership in the country. And to our topic for tonight, and it's about the affairs of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. It is preparing and to embark on the nationwide registration and revalidation exercise for its members. The exercise was launched by President Muhammadu Buhari last weekend in Daura in Katsina State, and it's hoped that it will take place in most parts of the Federation as part of the drive by the leadership of the party to reposition it. Let's speak with the chieftain of the APC, those who are at the forefront of this exercise. Let's get a sense of what they are planning and what this means for the party. Don't forget, there are some members of the APC who are not happy with what is happening. Let's get a sense of what they are doing altogether. Professor Usuji Medaner is a director of organization of the APC and also the executive secretary of the APC Women, Youth and Physically Challenged Committee in this whole exercise. Professor, thank you for joining us tonight on the program. Let's begin by knowing the intention of your group and your committee. Clarify for us, especially as we hear now, those who are aggrieved in your party about what is going on, those who believe that this revalidation and registration exercise is an attempt to whittle down the powers of some members of the party who are not in the clique of the present leadership of the caretaker of the party.
Sean, thank you for having me. I think the exercise is in conformity with Article 9.4 precisely of the Constitution, which says after every 6 months, the party is expected to update its register, which has not been done since inception. So the APC now is trying, and you know, there are a lot of members that left the party. A lot have come into the party. So the party actually is trying now to revalidate those members that their age has changed. Let me give you, for instance, the president, what he did in Daura is now he revalidates his membership. His age has changed, maybe his telephone number, and so on and so forth. All information that were missing in the old register, that is what the president has done. And there are young people that have reached the age of 18. They want to join the party. And there are so many people, as you witness, that come into the party and they need to be in the register. So all what APC is doing is to have a data of membership, to have a very solid and robust data that can rely on. And that is why APC is embarking upon this registration. There is no, if what we said during the training, training the trainers, we said there is no membership by proxy, and there is nobody that will be disenfranchised. Each and every Nigerian that is ready to join this party will be allowed to join the party. And there is no cause for alarm, because this is something that is bottom to top, from polling units to ward. There is from almost 120,000 polling units in Nigeria. You have our registration officers. Then in the 8,812 wards in the country, you have our registration officers. In the that is supervisors rather, in the 774 local governments with 6 area council in Abuja, you have our local government supervisors. Then you have the state panels that have been been sent down to those states to supervise the exercise. What you saw today at Imo was the zonal flag up, where all members came together to look at some areas, to look at modalities and so on and so forth. And in the states, they held what is called stakeholders meeting, where all stakeholders discuss how they are going about with the registration. So there is no cause for alarm and there is nothing to panic about.
So, I mean, if you ask those who are of the Governor Buni-led leadership of the party, they will tell you that the plan of the Buni-led caretaker committee is to reposition the party. But those who do not agree with the Governor Buni-led leadership who say that if you say you want to reposition, the party has not done a whole lot of things in the last few months that he got into office. In the first term of his appointment or into office, the party has refused to reconcile most aggrieved members of the party. According to them, those who are aggrieved are saying that there are a lot of things that are left undone, but that the party leadership presently, according to them, those who call themselves the aggrieved members of the APC, they're saying that the motives of the leadership is just against a section of the party who have ambition in 2023. For example, there are some aggrieved members in Lagos who are loyal to the leader of the party, to your leader of the party, saying, what about the registration that was spearheaded by Bola Tinubu some years ago?
Shown in the my prelude, what I said this is a constitutional activities. I told you Article 9(4) of the party constitution says that you must update your register after every 4 months. And when we went to Daura, actually we went with the register and we look at the register, we look at what was missing there, what the president need to update. Now, let me run down quickly. You talked about the achievements of the Caretaker Extraordinary Planning, Convention Planning Committee. If you look at it, by-elections were conducted in some states and some senatorial districts and state houses of assemblies. And we scored more than 80% of that. And there were reconciliation before those elections, except the one the caretaker inherited, that is Edo. And they tried their best to reconcile those members. And now I have not seen anybody that actually came out to accuse the caretaker led by Governor Memala Buni of maybe trying to favor one side of the country or one side of party chieftains or another. So, you know, in a party, a ruling party, actually there are some few grievances or few gray areas. And I said before, reconciliation is a continuous process. Even in your family, you continue reconciling people. And that is how it is. So now what we are trying to do is those people, this registration is an avenue for people to reconcile. In this thing, you made mention of Ogun State in the prelude you showed. And we have seen where stakeholders meeting is being held. The same thing in Lagos, the same thing all over Nigeria. And we have delivered these materials. We have very little complaint in the distribution of materials. So we are trying to rebuild the party from bottom to top, where the people at the polling unit will own the party. And that is what it's supposed to be. The register then, you know, actually it succeeded in the Southwest. And some states, we don't have even the permanent membership card. And there are a lot of, let's say, discrepancies in the register. So that's why the revalidation, the update, and fresh registration of new members comes in.
All right, we take a break. But when we come back, there are more grievances, especially of those who are leaders of your party, and also what is happening as we hear of a mega party. Those who say there is a failure of leadership in the country. Your party is at the helm of affairs. We'll get your thoughts after this break. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Professor Usije Medaner is the Director of Organization at the APC and also the Secretary of the APC Women, Youth and Physically Challenged Committee in charge of all of this organization of the party's revalidation and registration exercises in our Abuja studio talking to us. But let's get started again and we talk about what people need to know and understand as regarding the affairs of the APC. Give us a sense, because you heard the governor of Ebonyi speak there, and one of the issues that have come up is the position of the APC. You're talking about the repositioning of the APC, and one of the things that people were talking about is the decision of the APC on where it will zone the presidency in 2023. So when you are doing this registration, you must have this in mind. This must be part of your agenda, in also allaying the fears of those who think that there is an nepotism, there is ethnic agenda within the rank and file of your party. Give us a sense of what is happening.
I think, Seun, this has been our problem in this country. When we spend every year, maybe day round or every year round discussing politicking, even the social interaction of the populace will be severely jeopardized. It is too early, in my opinion, and in the party's opinion, to start discussing which zone, which ethnic group, which person will be the president of the country. This party is open. The constitution of the country is open, and we operate under the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I think that is why the party now is solidly focusing on rebuilding the party so that it will be a party for all Nigerians. And as you can see, you have seen recently the governor that you showed on your clip was in the PDP, and he has now come back to APC. So that means there is serious kind of consultation and counter-consultation and reconsultation. And the party, if you look at it, it wasn't like before. The activities of the party, now we are discussing the party. Gone are the days that few people were involved in deciding or discussing party activities. So the whole thing today, we are discussing how we build a solid foundation for the future of the party.
All right, Prof, apologies to coming, because when you're saying it's too early to discuss 2023, from my understanding of politics and how things work, if you're going into a national convention, which of course is one of the grievances of some of the leaders of the party, that the Buni-led caretaker committee should have organized one. December was when they were looking at, but this has been postponed. That if you're looking at doing a convention, you are thinking of electing party officials and party leadership. If you are electing party leadership, according to the constitution of your party, this will also inform who will be where the region where the presidential candidate of your party will come from the next election. So when we're talking about foresight, when you're looking into the future, how then do you want to plan if you say it's too early?
Seun, you can't just build over nothing. And the foundation of the party should be in accordance with the Constitution. I made mention of that Article 9.4. Then if you look at Article 9.1, which says only financially up-to-date members shall have right to vote and be voted. So if you don't have such record, litigation will come in. Then you look at issues that the Constitution raised. Section 9.1.5. is talking about even the dues that you pay as a party member, a lot of issues. So the party is trying to build a solid foundation where after election, you have less litigation. Let me give you example with the elections let's say the caretaker conducted, that is the primary elections. Less litigations, I think we have less litigations in this primary election. We conducted almost in 14 states. And you have seen, we have won almost 80%. And we have less litigation from internal party members that participated in the election. So we are moving forward. So this is a build-up. When we build up, then we'll decide who will contest for what and who contests for what. If you start doing that, it's a distraction, total distraction from building the foundation of the party.
So sorry, before we move into another topic, so Prof, you are saying your party has not considered whether you're going to consider the southern region of the country for presidency in 2023. Your party is not talking about it at all?
I think, let me repeat myself clearly. I said, Sheun, it's too early for us to now be distracted to
is it a matter of distraction or a matter, and that's what I say, no, so apologies, Prof. Is it a matter of distraction or a matter of planning and discussing how you want to go in the future? I mean, if you want your child to go to a private university,
our party
sometimes you need to save.
And there is nobody that shows interest that maybe you have seen the party is saying, oh, we are going with this person, not with that person. You take the activities of the parties. It will give you example that the whole zones are being carried along. No zone is left out. No individual is left out. The very time the caretaker was sworn in, they went to Lagos to visit Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a leader in the party, and that is how they have gone with their reconciliation process and activities. So definitely, there are some pundits, actually, they benefit from such inconveniences. They try to bring so many things that were not there. So and we don't want to get distracted with those kind of things.
You are a leader in your party. Apologies, Prof.
Please,
just a moment, Prof. Apologies, just a moment, Prof. Just a moment. You are a leader in your party. Morally speaking, where do you think that the presidency should go in 2023?
That is not opinion that you should ask me. It's a party. Do you get my point? You are talking about morally speaking and non-moral. This is a politics. And politics is just give and take. And people decide who becomes their leader. It's not just one person's opinion. So I'm a party member. I told you, to me, when a country spends every day politicking, even the social interaction of the populace will be severely jeopardized. That's why we have it. We are just like the people described by the Bible. Sorry to say this. The Bible in Matthew 13:13 says, "Seeing they see not, hearing they had not, neither do they understand." Likewise, the Quran says, "They are deaf and dumb, they are not seeing the path." So what we discuss in this country mostly are ethno-religious, ethno-regional, and what have you. That is the kind of politics we're doing. We should shy away from these kind of things. We should focus our attention in developing our country. And we can't just do that without concentrating on rebuilding, having a good structure. That is what we should do.
All right.
And I think this is my opinion.
Prof,
if we want to get it right, we should just concentrate on building a structure.
All right, Professor, any society that is built on democratic tenets is also strongly rooted in the issues of fairness, justice, and fair play. But let me quickly get this view from you. As it stands right now, there is a thinking of a mega party who is saying that there is a failure of leadership in the country. How would you react to it? Is your party weary and worried about the coming up of these eminent Nigerians who said they want to take out the political leadership of this country 2023?
That is democracy in action, Sheun. Each and every individual is allowed to associate in accordance with the Constitution, is allowed to form his own political parties. It's there for Nigerians to choose which party they want to elect into government. If you could remember, APC defeated a sitting government because the people were tired of it. But let me just tell you, I have participated in so many programs on this medium, and we discussed a lot of issues. If you could remember, the country, how we met it, is not the same way we are today. And we have moved forward. The only thing, you know, there are a lot of people, as I said before, they are just armchairs pundits. Some people, if they are not part of things, they criticize it even without justification. Let me just say something you said. Some of the party members, they said they are not fair, the party is not fair to them. But I have not had any single unfairness or grievances tendered. Some of the party members, they are aggrieved. What are the grievances? They are not there. So pundits actually always want to divide people. All right. So that they can come in between to
Prof,
cash.
we need to go now.
Cash in.
We need to go, Prof, now. But I'm very sure that you have heard what pundits are saying about the statement of President Buhari. And when the president said that no more imposition from Abuja, and they said, there you go, we said it, that's what APC does, imposition and imposition. In 30 seconds, give us an understanding. So there's no more imposition. This is what the recitation will do for your party, isn't it? In 30 seconds.
That is it, bottom to top. from polling units to ward, local government, and the state, then coming to federal units. The people would take charge of their party. That is no more imposition of anybody. And nobody, no single person will be disenfranchised. We are going, by God's grace, to open our portal for an online registration, and we are going to have a situation room to communicate with those party members that needed information. We receive complaints, we assess it, we review it, and respond to it in a timely. So we are very much ready for this registration, and the party will go to the grassroots, and which is none. All
right, thank you so much, Prof. If you can nod for me, so if you don't register now as an APC member, you are no longer a member, is it? Just nod, yes or no?
No, you are a member. You are, because the Constitution says after every 6 months, the party would object to register. And you should know, the Constitution allows person to go to the ward, not just doing this registration. You are allowed to go to your ward and register after the exercise.
Professor Usuji Medaner, thank you so much, Director of Organization at the APC. Thank you so much for talking to us tonight. Well, that's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye-bye.